My daughter, my beloved son, stop everything you are doing at this very moment. I need you to take a deep breath to feel my maternal gaze rest upon you, because what I'm about to tell you now is not by chance. I saw your silent tears last night. I heard that quiet prayer you whispered before falling asleep, that plea you didn't even have the courage to finish because your exhaustion was too great. I, your heavenly mother, was there, sitting on the edge of your bed, wiping away what you thought no one saw. And today I have come in person to knock on the door of your heart, because you have taken too long to open it, and the time to receive this prayer answered is running out. You feel it, don't you? That tightness in your chest that comes without warning, that anguish that appears when you are washing the dishes after lunch, that fear that wakes you up at 3 in the morning with your thoughts fixed on your children, your husband, your wife, that sick relative. You think you are going crazy, that you are overreacting, that it is just your imagination. But I tell you, in the name of God, that this tightness is a warning. It is your soul feeling what your eyes cannot yet see. There is something approaching your home, and I, Mary, Mother of the Light, have come to cover you with my sacred mantle before it is too late. How many times did you get out of bed today, with the weight of the world on your shoulders? How many times did you look at the breakfast table and pretend everything was fine, while inside your maternal heart was screaming? I know about the bills on the refrigerator, about that envelope you don't have the courage to open. I know about the phone call you are waiting for that doesn't come. I know about the empty bed, the empty chair, the missing plate at the table. I know about the child who drifted away, the daughter who changed, the grandchild you pray to protect even from afar. And today I have come to tell you, enough. Enough of carrying this alone. Enough of crying hidden in the bathroom so no one sees. Enough of pretending to be strong when inside you are in pieces. Stay with me until the end of this message, because I will reveal to you what will happen in your home in the next 24 hours after you hear every word I have to say to you today. There is a sign, there is a confirmation, there is a grace ready to descend upon your home, but it depends on you not hanging up, not interrupting, not doubting now. The enemy of souls will try to distract you, will try to make you leave, answer the phone, remember something urgent. Resist. This is the hour. This is the moment. I do not knock on your door twice in a row without a reason. The exhaustion you feel is not just physical. You sleep 8 hours and wake up more exhausted than when you laid down. You drink coffee, take vitamins, try to distract yourself, but there is a spiritual weight upon you that no medicine can solve. This, my son, my daughter, is the mark of the trials of this world. It is the exhaustion of someone who has walked alone for too long, thinking they had to handle everything. You forgot, or perhaps never knew, that there is a divine plan of divine protection active over your life, and that this plan is only completed when you surrender, when you give in, when you open the door. I see your house from above. I see every room. I see the bedroom where you pray, even if it is just a little corner with a candle and an old image that belonged to your mother or your grandmother. I see the kitchen where you prepare food with such love, even when no one says thank you. I see the living room where you sit at the end of the day and stare at nothing, thinking about everything. And I tell you, this house is sacred. This home is mine too. And today I come to place a mark of protection over every door, every window, every heart that sleeps under this roof, if you allow me to truly enter. But for that, you must do one thing first. You must stop trying to solve everything alone. You must recognize that there is an invisible battle taking place, and that this battle is not won with human strength. It is won with prayer, with surrender, with the sacred mantle extended over your family. It is won when you recognize that you are a son, a daughter, and that you have a mother in heaven who has never slept, never given up, never abandoned you. And as I speak to you now, I feel there is something stirring in your chest, something you cannot name, and restlessness that came even before you clicked on this message. You were scrolling through your phone, distracted, and suddenly you stopped. Something made you stop. It wasn't the algorithm, it wasn't luck, it wasn't chance. It was the whisper of the Mother of the Light calling you. You felt it. I know you did. That slight shiver, that good tightness in your chest, that feeling that something important was about to happen. That is why I prepared the powerful digital book for you. A book called How to Know If You Are Saved for the Judgment Day, written under the light of intercession for souls who, like yours, feel these constant calls and do not fully understand what is happening. You notice signs, feel your heart tremble at certain times of the day, wake up in the middle of the night with someone's name on your lips, and yet you continue to wonder if it is just a coincidence. It is not. There is a deep spiritual layer acting upon your life, and this book will show you, page by page, how to recognize if your soul is on the path of prayer answered, or if there are still doors that need to be closed. Many of my children have already received this book in their hands, read it while crying, and told me that within a few days they saw miracles unfolding in their home, children returning home, illnesses yielding, marriages being restored. The link is in the description of this video and also pinned at the top of the comments. Do not leave it for later, because this content may be taken down at any moment, and I do not want you to miss this urgent miracle that I am preparing. If you feel that this message is for you, write now in the comments, "I receive this blessing." This will be your amen, your candle lit before my altar. Now, my son, my daughter, let me tell you something that few know. When a soul truly suffers, when a mother cries for her children, when a father kneels in silence asking for his family, the entire heaven moves, the angels stop, the saints intercede, and I, as a mother, run. I do not walk, I run. Because I know this pain. I also lost my son at the foot of the cross. I also held in my arms the body of the one I loved more than my own life. I know what a maternal heart in pieces is, and that is exactly why I will never ever ignore your weeping. But I need you to understand one important thing. Divine protection is not automatic. It is a covenant. It is a silent pact between heaven and your soul. And this pact is renewed every day in prayer, in trust, in surrender. When you wake up in the morning and the first thing you do is check your phone, check social media, see the bad news, you are opening breaches. Breaches through which affliction enters. Breaches through which fear takes hold. I ask you, with all the love of a mother, start your day differently starting tomorrow. Before your feet touch the floor, make the sign of the cross. Say, "Mary, my mother, cover my house with your sacred mantle." Just that. And you will see how the day changes, how things that seemed impossible begin to move. There are storms coming, I will not deceive you. I am a mother, and a mother does not lie to her child. There are strong winds forming on the horizon, changes that will shake entire families, news that will arrive suddenly. But I also tell you, for those who are under my mantle, the storm passes over and does not get them wet. For those who trust, the water of the flood turns into a river of blessing. You need to decide today which side you will be on. On the side of those who run desperately trying to hold up the roof alone, or on the side of those who sit on the living room floor, look to heaven and say, "Mother, I trust in you. Do for me what I cannot do." And look at the beautiful thing I am going to reveal to you. Every time a soul utters these words with their heart, I send a specific angel to the door of that house, a silent angel who stands on the threshold and does not let anything that comes against the children of that home enter. You do not see it, but he is there. When your teenage son goes out to a party and you cannot sleep, this angel goes with him. When your husband travels for work and you get that gut feeling, this angel travels with him. When your daughter goes out alone to college at night, this angel walks beside her. And all this begins with a simple prayer of surrender. But I need to warn you because time is tight, and I cannot deceive you with pretty words just to please you. There are souls who receive the call and pretend they didn't hear it. There are my children who feel the tightness in their chest, feel the intercession happening and yet continue to postpone, saying, "Tomorrow I will pray. Later I will convert. When things get better, I will go back to church." Do not do this. Tomorrow belongs to no one. Tomorrow is a promise that no one can guarantee, and I tell you with the pain of a mother, many who postponed are today in purgatory, asking the living to pray for them because they left for later what should have been done now. Therefore, and because your heart is so open at this moment, I want to remind you once again of the digital book, How to Know If You Are Saved for the Judgment Day. It is not an ordinary book, my son, my daughter. It is a mirror of the soul. When you open its pages, it is as if you were before the confessional, seeing clearly the points that still need to be surrendered. Many have written to me saying that after reading it, they slept in peace for the first time in years. The link is in the description and pinned at the top of the comments. Do not let this call pass. Right now. Mary, I do not want to wait any longer. Now I want to talk to you about your house, about the walls that hold so many memories, about that corner where you used to pray with your mother when you were a child, about the crucifix that is hanging in the living room and that you sometimes forget to look at. Did you know that every sacred object inside your house is an open door to heaven? That old image, that rosary kept in the drawer, that holy water that is drying up in the little bottle on the shelf, all these are channels of grace. But they need to be activated by your faith. Do one thing for me today. When you finish watching this message, get up, take your rosary, even if it is dusty, even if it is hidden. Take it in your hands and say out loud, "Mother, I entrust my house to you." Then walk through the rooms. Go to your children's room, even if they have already moved out, even if they are sleeping. Make the sign of the cross on the threshold. Go to the kitchen. Make the sign of the cross on the stove. Go to the front door. Make the sign of the cross on the handle. And in each gesture say, "I consecrate this home to the protection of Mary." You will feel an immediate difference. The air will feel lighter. The light will seem clearer. The people who live with you will begin to behave differently, even without knowing what happened, because the spiritual environment of the house will have been renewed, and the children who were distant will begin to feel an inexplicable longing. The husbands who were absent will begin to look at you in a way they haven't in a long time. The elderly parents who were sick will have better days, all because you opened the door to me. And I know what you are thinking now. You are thinking, "Mother, but what about the financial problems and the debts and the job that is difficult and the exams that haven't come out yet?" My son, my daughter, I also take care of that. I am the mother of providence. I was the one who asked my son at the wedding at Cana when the wine ran out. And he answered. He turned water into wine because his mother asked. I can do the same for your house. I can ask him to turn scarcity into abundance, to turn dismissal into promotion, to turn a bad exam into a diagnosis of healing. But I need you to let me act. And for that, you need to stop doubting. Doubt, my son, is the biggest padlock that exists between your soul and the miracle. When you pray asking, but deep in your heart you are already expecting the worst, the prayer weakens. When you light the candle but are already thinking about how you will pay the next bill, the flame flickers. I do not ask you to pretend everything is fine. I ask you to trust, even in the middle of the storm. Like Peter walking on the water, he only sank when he took his eyes off the Lord and looked at the waves. Do not take your eyes off God. Do not look at the size of the problem. Look at the size of the one who can solve it. And there is another point that I need to touch on with you, because I know it hurts. There are pardons you need to give, and there are pardons you need to ask for. There is that old resentment with your sister, with your brother-in-law, with your neighbor, with your ex-husband, with your ex-wife, with the child who disappointed you. This resentment, even if you think it is well hidden, is hindering the flow of grace in your life. Every time you pray asking, but deep down you still carry the resentment, it is as if you opened the faucet of grace but kept the drain clogged. The water enters, but it does not rise. Today I ask you, forgive. Not because the other person deserves it, but because you deserve freedom. Forgiveness is not for the other person. Forgiveness is for you. It is the key that unlocks the door of the heart so that peace finally enters. You may even continue to be distant from those who hurt you. That is your decision. But the inner forgiveness must happen. Say now, in a low voice, I forgive you, and I forgive myself for having carried this for so long. And feel the weight leaving your shoulders. Feel the air entering your lungs in a different way. This is the beginning of the miracle. And while you feel this relief, I want to give you once again the opportunity that can change the course of your spiritual life. The digital book, How to Know If You Are Saved for the Judgment Day, is waiting for you. That is why I prepared the powerful digital book for you, because I knew you would arrive here at this very moment with this open heart. Access the link in the description or at the top of the comments. Secure yours now, because this is a movement of faith, a gesture of someone who has decided not to postpone anymore. Write in the comments, I accept this mission, and seal this commitment together. Now I'm going to tell you something that will move you. Do you know why I came today? Why precisely today and not tomorrow and not last week? Because there is a spiritual window open over your life that will close soon. There are moments in the calendar of heaven that are favorable for extraordinary graces to descend upon souls. And you are at this moment inside one of these windows. It is not an exaggeration. It is not dramatization. It is spiritual reality. And that is why the affliction of your heart has intensified in recent weeks. You felt it, didn't you? That strange urgency to change something. That sudden desire to pray again. That desire to call a relative you hadn't spoken to in a long time. All this is the window opening. And when the window is open, what you ask for with faith is multiplied. Prayers gain a different power. Requests are presented directly before the throne. Therefore, I ask you, do not waste this moment. Think now, at this very instant, of the name of a person you want to receive healing. Think of the name of a child who needs to return. Think of the name of a marriage that needs to be restored. Think of a financial situation that needs a solution. And write that name or that intention in the comments now. Each name written there is a candle lit before my altar. I read each one, I intercede for each one. You are not alone at this moment. There are thousands of my children watching this same message beside you in different parts of the United States. There are mothers in New York City reading this with a sick child. There are fathers in Kentucky with their company going bankrupt. There are grandparents in the Deep South praying for their grandchildren who have drifted away. There are wives in the Midwest crying for their marriage. And all are being covered by the same sacred mantle at this very moment. Feel the strength of this communion. Feel the power of this collective prayer. You are part of something bigger than you imagine. And now I will give you a practical instruction. Something you will start doing this very night before you sleep. You will take a glass of water, a simple, common glass. You will place this glass on your bedside table. You will make the sign of the cross over the glass and you will say, Mary, bless this water, and may it bring peace to my sleep and protection to my house. You will leave the glass there all night long. When you wake up in the middle of the night, even if it is to go to the bathroom, take a small sip. And in the morning, before anything else, drink the rest. You will feel a difference. You will notice that you slept better, that you woke up lighter, that the heavy thoughts did not come with the same intensity. This is a small but real sign of divine protection acting in your routine. And you will notice something else too. In the next 24 hours, some door will open. It could be an unexpected call from someone who disappeared. It could be news about work that seemed impossible. It could be an apology from someone who hurt you. It could be just an inner peace you haven't felt in months. But something will happen, and when it happens, I ask you, remember this message. Remember that it was your Heavenly Mother who knocked on your door. Come back here. Write in the comments what happened and be a witness to other children of mine who are still doubting. I know that life has been heavy. I know that you have cried so many times that you thought you had no more tears. I know that there are nights when you look at the ceiling and ask God if He still remembers you. Beloved son, beloved daughter, He never forgot. Not for a second. The silence of heaven was never abandonment. It was waiting. It was patience. It was the Father waiting for the best moment to give you the answer. And that moment is now. It is today. It is here. There is a miracle forming over your home while you hear these words. I can see it. I see the light descending. I see the angels positioning themselves. I see the grace being poured out. But I need you to remain firm. Do not hang up. Do not leave. Do not get distracted. This is the most important hour of your day. Perhaps the most important hour of your last few weeks. The enemy will try to make you think of other things, will bring negative thoughts, will suggest that this is all a lie, that it is just content from the internet. But you feel, deep in your chest, that it is different. You feel that something real is happening. And it is. It is very real as the beating of your heart now, as real as the breath that enters and leaves your lungs. The presence of heaven is not a metaphor. It is not a figure of speech. It is a reality that penetrates the room where you are, the living room where you are sitting, the bus or the car where you are hearing this. You do not need to be in a church to feel God. God comes to where the soul calls Him. And your soul called Him today with strength, even without you realizing it. There is a special request that I want to make to you now. Think of 3 people, only 3. 3 people you care about deeply. It could be a child, a grandchild, a brother, a father, a mother, a dear friend. Visualize the face of each one. Say the name of each one out loud, and then say, Mary, I place these 3 souls under your sacred mantle. Done. It is done. From this moment on, these 3 people are under an extra layer of protection, and you will see in the coming days subtle changes in their lives. Watch, observe, take note, because heaven does not forget a single request made with true love. And while you pray for these 3 souls, let me remind you of who is praying for you. I am. I pray for you every day. I remember your name before my Son. I intercede. I ask. I cry with you. I smile with you when you smile. I celebrate each little victory of yours. I suffer each fall. You have never been alone, even when you felt the most lonely in the world. I was there. In the hospital, at the funeral home, in the waiting room, in the office, at the police station, in the empty room after the divorce, on the kitchen floor at 3 in the morning. I was there, even if you didn't know it. Therefore, today, let me reciprocate something to you. Allow this message to be the turning point. Allow this moment to mark a before and after in your history. Do not leave here the same as you entered. I do not allow that to happen. I did not work so hard to bring you here just for you to hang up and continue life as it always was. No. Today you change. Today you surrender. Today you open the door for good. Remember the beginning when I said I would reveal to you what would happen in the next 24 hours? Well, I will fulfill what I promised. In the next 24 hours, 3 signs will manifest in your life. Pay attention. The first sign will be a word. Someone will say a specific phrase, or you will read a message or hear something on television or the radio that will catch your attention in a strange way. It will be a word that seems like a coincidence, but it is confirmation. The second sign will be an encounter. You will run into someone you didn't expect, or receive a contact from someone who disappeared. This encounter has a purpose. Do not ignore it. The third sign will be an inexplicable peace. At some point in the next few hours, perhaps when you least expect it, in the middle of a routine task, you will feel a wave of peace coming from nowhere. Accept it. Be grateful. This is my maternal kiss on your forehead. And it is because of this spiritual intensity that is manifesting now. It is why I insist once again, with all the delicacy of the Mother of the Light, on the digital book that can change your understanding of all this. How to know if you are saved for the Judgment Day is not common reading. It is a path of revelation for those who are living what you are living now. You will understand why these things are happening to you, why you feel what you feel and what you need to do to ensure that your soul reaches its final destination in peace and safety. The link is in the description and pinned at the top of the comments. Access it today. Do not trust in tomorrow. Secure your copy today. Hundreds of my children have already received extraordinary graces after reading it. You will be the next testimony. And now, before I withdraw, let me give you one last mission. You will meet a person in the next few hours who will be suffering. It could be in the supermarket line, it could be at the building's front desk, it could be on a call, it could be a neighbor who will knock on your door. This person will need a word of comfort. You will feel the impulse to say something, to offer a tea, to give a hug. Do not ignore this impulse. Be my instrument, be my voice, be my hands. Because just as I came to you today, you are called to go to someone tomorrow. The chain of intercession does not stop. It passes through you and continues on. Beloved son, beloved daughter, I am already preparing to withdraw from this moment with you, but I want to leave this certainty in your heart. You are precious. You are irreplaceable. You are loved with a love that does not fit into human words. And what you did today, stopping to listen, stopping to allow yourself to feel, stopping to open the door, this echoes in heaven in a way you cannot imagine. The saints celebrate. The angels sing. God smiles. Because a soul has returned home, even if only for these minutes. Do not forget what we agreed upon. Tonight, before you sleep, the glass of water on the bedside table, the sign of the cross, the prayer for the house, the names in the comments, and the gesture of faith that I ask of you now to seal this moment. Get your digital book, How to Know If You Are Saved for the Judgment Day, through the link in the description or at the top of the comments. This is the natural continuation of the call you heard today. Do not leave it for later. What is left for later often never happens. Act now while the flame is lit in your chest, while faith is renewed, while the Mother of the Light is still knocking on your door. Write in the comments the phrase, "I receive this blessing and I open the door to Mary." This will be your final amen, your lit candle, your commitment registered in heaven. I bless you in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. I cover you with my sacred mantle. I entrust you with divine protection. I ask for the prayer answered in your life and in your house. I, Mary, Mother of the Light, stay by your side even when this video ends. Go in peace, my son. Go in peace, my daughter. And remember, the door was opened today. Never close it again. Amen.